Good evening and welcome to UFRL Race 4 in Season 7 in our Tier 1 division on a Monday night. We are at Portimao in Portugal this evening. As you can see on the track map, we have 15 turns. They ignore that. It seems to be an old track map, as you get 2 helpings of DRS. You get one from the end of turn 14 all the way through to the start of turn 1. That is where the detection zone is, and then you pick it up down the straight there, and you get a second helping. I believe it's between turn 4 and turn 5 into that hairpin. So that's just a quick guide. There's our sponsor, our affiliate rather, Thrustmaster. We do have a link in the server, so if you'd like any Thrustmaster products, please buy through our link, and we earn a little bit of money off of that, of course, but you also get it, I think you get it slightly cheaper, but I could be wrong. So we'll just run through the drivers. I'm not sure who's present and who's not today without bringing up the screen. But of course, in the Ferrari, we have Dutch Beast and Salty Stevens. Then in the Red Bull, we have Poochie Head and Viva, my team, of course. Then we've got the Mercedes of Willie, Fernandez and Merck. The sole McLaren of Link's Peace, though I do believe Kingy OG is reserving once again tonight. Aston Martin with UFRL Coffee and Algeri. Rusty Bolt in the Soul Alpine, but I believe George Hutch is reserving tonight. Then in the Kick Sauber, we got Hazer and Sniper Sai. And in the Visa Cash App RB, we got Young Lights and Matty. And then in the Williams, we got that's not championship leader, sorry, that's Hazer. We got last week's winner, Pesci and Bad Boy. And then in the Haas, we got Mr. P and D Summer. So we just bring up last week's race. We had Pesci take the win. Then we had Lynx in second in the McLaren. And Hazer come home in third to keep hold of his championship lead last week. Which meant this for the standings. Here's the top 10. The Lynx can. Yeah, the top 10 we had Hazer on 90 points, Lynx on 87, Pesci on 65, Poochie Head and Merck both on 54. Poochie Head ahead due to a higher finish, I believe. Rusted Bolt in the Alpine on 47, William on 44, Mr. Poem on 38, Viva on 34, and Young Lights rounding off the top 10 on 31. And as you can see, we are live on TikTok as well as Twitch for the first time this evening. So the link to our TikTok and our Twitch is just to the left there. And if you'd like a link to the server, then please join via our Twitch app. So without further ado, hopefully that's going to get everyone in whilst I ramble on a little bit longer. Kingy OG says sick. So I will just leave you with the intro video whilst I wait for the timer to count down towards qualifying. I am back. I will just leave the championship standings up as we tick down there, just for a point of reference. In fact, I'll put the track map up just as a point of reference for those in the stream. Mighty 6 viewers so far, so hopefully we'll get a few more than that in. But yeah, we're just counting down to the start of qualifying. It'll be with you any moment now on the sunny Algarve. So I expect to see me spamming that message a lot. Those who just mute my PlayStation mic so you don't get double bubble. Those on PlayStation. Yeah, welcome to UFRL. We are in season 7, of course. We have free pace. I spelled that wrong. Pace-based tiers Monday to Wednesday, and then a tier 100% tier on Friday, all of which start at a start time of 8 p.m. UK. Then on Saturdays rather, we run an international tier, which starts at 9 p.m. Those of you not in the Discord but in the chat, the Discord link should be there, and you should be able to join off that, and we will arrange a trial race for you to get racing. So we're just waiting for the first car to come out. As I just put up the data, track map, mini map, format. Won't put the telemetry up. I got told off about that last week, broadcast. So who's going to be the first car out on track here? 19 cars on the grid, of course, tonight. Who is missing? Poochie heads in, that's good. Is Viva in? Yep, Viva's in. Right, so we have Mr. Poem coming out. We have... What's going on here? Fuck's sake. What a time to get a PlayStation controller update. Can't write it sometimes. Honestly. So I have no idea what's going on track. But we are back. Panic over. Jesus Christ, nothing ever runs simply, does it? So where were we? We are on board with Mr. Poem, who is on a fast lap. Who you can't actually see because I haven't changed the screen back. There we go. We are on board with Mr. Poem on a fast lap. I think we're going to go to the game audio. Let's try that again. Right, panic over. Mr. Poem moving out of the way and letting through. So we're on board with Sniper Sai in the... We'll go down to Hazer, actually. He's the first Haas championship leader. We're on board with Hazer. What sort of representative time can he put in as he heads around down towards turn 14 and 15. It'll be maximum attack now for the kick Sauber to put his stake, pardon the pun, into the ground and set a benchmark time. As Matty Peel was first across the line with a 1:18, but Hazer 1.3 seconds faster. And Sniper Snipe 5 tenths off Hazer. Mr. Pone sets a 1:25.7. Obviously, he will have to go again. We will jump down to Pesci. As Pesci is just coming round the final corner now. Wow, the penultimate corner now as he hits the... I can be me, but the volume is very low. Okay, I could turn it up a bit. Maybe I adjusted it too much. How's that, coffee? Is that any better? Thank you. As Pesci pops in. Oh! 3/100ths slower. And Hazer able to hold on to P1 on the first runs. So we'll go on board with William, who is going to cross the line and go into P8. So we'll go down and we'll hop on board with Viva, who is just working his way through Sector 1. A couple of cars. George Hutch disqualified from qualifying for blocking the pit lane. Probably a bit unfortunate there, as it just looked like he was holding off to avoid Viva, blocking Viva's flying lap. As Viva may run down into trouble into turn 1, but I think it's the Mercedes getting out of the way there of Merck. And now... is that Merck behind Viva? I think it might... no, it's his sister Mercedes. So that would be William possibly picking up a toe off Viva down the back straight if he can stay with him. And now Viva just heading towards the end of this sector in the Red Bull. Viva pops in a 52.8 through 2 sectors. Be interesting to see where he comes as he just flows it round nicely there through turn 12, and now it's all about the exit speed here. Getting a great exit speed is paramount as you launch yourself down the home straight and into turn 1. So Viva on the charge. Where will he pop in? DRS open and Viva is into P11. So we are gonna hop on board with... Mr. Poem has popped in with a 1:17.4, so quality stuff from the Sensei. And William is down on time, so we'll come away from him as Hazer improves again. Hazer with a 1:16.5, really sending a statement to last week's winner and championship rival Pesci. But the Williams, will he have an answer? We're going to find out as we have 10 minutes left of our qualifying session here. And we're just going to hop on board with Lynx Peace, who pops in with a 1:16.8. So great work from the McLaren to sandwich himself between Pesci and Hazer. And those 3-lap hold soft tyres as well. That is a stellar job in the McLaren. William up on time, but has invalidated. Is Viva going to improve? He does slightly improve, but will stay where he is. We'll hop on board with Rusted Bolt now, who has actually invalidated, so we'll come away. So we go on board with Merck. Merck down the back straight. It is a 1:21, so obviously Merck will clearly go again. Got Bolt creeping round. A lot of people in the pits. What is Hazer? Hazer's up. Probably going to box here, I'd imagine, or is he setting himself up for another run? So here goes Hazer launching the kick Sauber into turn 1. Oh, bit of a correction needed there from Hazer, and almost a lock up as well into turn 4. And now he's going to get his rear wing open and stretch the legs between turn 4 And the McLaren just up the road shouldn't impact him. So the provisional pole is Hazer. I didn't look at the delta through the first turn, but it was a scraggly first sector from Hazer, to be honest. So it'll be interesting to see if he has lost any time. And now we're just approaching the end of sector 2 here, and Hazer's run wide, and he has actually invalidated his lap there. So we'll come away from Hazer and we'll hop on board as Matty Peel improves it to P7 with a 117.6. So only links Peace and Hazer into the 116s at the moment. Everyone else into the 117s or lower, but we still have 8 minutes remaining of qualifying, so a lot can change as we will hop on board as Poochie Head has popped in with a 1:17.092 after his PC nearly blew up last week, so it disconnected him. So here comes Pesci. I'll stay with Pesci for the duration of his lap unless he invalidates in the Williams. So the Williams about half a second off Hazer's pace. But, oh, he's invalidated onto turn 2. That's the end of that for Pesci. So we'll come away from Pesci. We'll hop on board with Kingy OG, the tier 2 driver, reserving tonight. As he apparently sets a purple sector, but my game always seems to tell me everyone sets a purple sector, so I'll never know if there's a glitch or not. So we're coming round turns 14 and toward turn 15 now. As the Aston Martin just gets out of the way and Kingy doesn't improve. The linked piece is creeping along, so he ain't going to improve. So we'll head down towards Rusted Bolt, starting his flying lap. So Bolt into turn 1. Goes well not to do what Pesci done and stray beyond the white line, but bit deep into the turns 3 there. Now it's about the launch into that hairpin at turn 5. He is 3/10 up here, Bolt, so you've got a great chance here to improve. He should improve as he only set a 1:18.9, so it'll be a case of where does he feed in here, I think. Oh, Bolt is round. Commentator's curse. Bolt's round. So we'll come away from Bolt and we'll go on board with Bad Boy, who's yet to set a representative lap time. So we're going to turn 1 in the sister Williams. He won't want to do what Pesci just done, and he doesn't. By the skin of his teeth, he's scampering through. That's very quick through there in the wind. Oh, a massive snap there, though, for Bad Boy. It's a bit of a commentator's curse tonight, isn't it? That snap would certainly have cost him a fair chunk of time. The top 3 are on fast lap. I'm just going to come away from Bad Boy and see what Pesci's doing. Pesci is 4/10 down on time. You think you may have to box for some new tyres, maybe? Yeah, Pesci boxing, so we'll skip back to Bad Boy, see what he can pop in. So the Williams on the charge here. Oh, he's invalidated. That looks that Williams looks a handful there for Bad Boy. Looks a real handful to keep under control. So Viva on a slow lap. Is Kingy OG on a slower lap? I don't think he is, so we'll stay on board with Kingy. Volume needs turning up, please. So, Coles has spoken. Is that any better? Let me know in the chat, Coles. So where did Kingy feed in. He feed in. I don't know if he did improve. I was too busy sorting the volume out. Is that any better? That is better, says Coles. Coles is now happy. Don't want Coles on your case. Ask Bianca and Mosaic. Right, so we're on board with Kingy, who is just setting hot lap after hot lap. But is he only at... In fact, we're going to come away and go on board with Sniper Sai, who does have a Mercedes ahead of him, but not close enough to get the benefit of a tow down this straight. Lots of broadcast battles, please. Comms. Yeah, I can try my best, Mr. Poem. Will try my best. Would you prefer broadcast view? Can do the whole racing broadcast view as it is preferable. Kicks out, but I didn't actually see his delta there. I don't know if he's up on time, but he has a 1:17.3 to beat, as all the front runners are now starting to ready themselves, get ready to come out for the mad dash for pole position. And Sniper Sai, it does improve to P5 with 1:17.1, but it's still only linked Peace and Hazer in the 1:16s. Go down and Rusted Bolt. Rusted Bolt. I feel Rusted Bolt will another mistake from Bolt. He is ghosting there, but he is back. That's alright then. Bolt is back. So, bad boy in the pits. 2 minutes left. Yet to set a time. You got Bolt and William both in the Bolt in the high 18s. You feel there's a lot more to come from Rusted Bolt, but the front runners are coming out. So we will stay with Bolt, and then we will skip to the battle for pole position. There'll be any one of 5, I think. Any one of the top 5 in with a chance, but it's going to take some beating to beat that Hazer lap of 1:16.5. But Rusted Bolt pops in for 1:18.5. Rusted Bolt a bit off the pace here. His Lynx is now on board with the McLaren of Lynx Peace. This is just feeding his way through sector 2. He is up on time, so Lynx Peace will be improving here as long as he can keep it together through here. And then hopefully you see the 2 Red Bulls, I think, or maybe it's the 2 Cash RBs working together, giving the tow down the back straight. But here comes the McLaren of Linked Peace. And what will he set? He does improve, but not enough for Hazer. Hazer is still ahead by 1:10, but Peace will go again, give himself that second lap. But we'll hop on board with Poochie Head, who's getting a tow off his teammate, I think, or is he getting hampered by Viva? Viva gets out the way, so Viva playing the team game. You're allowed to do it here and not be told off, unlike some other servers. Viva doing a wonderful job there for his teammate, giving him a launch from turn 1 and turns 4 to 5. So now it's all about Poochie Head. What can he do in the Red Bull? Is he improving? I think he's up slightly. There's a Red Bull coming round. A little snap there. So Sniper won't improve. So Poochie Head's going to be the first one across the line. So here comes Poochie Head. Will he improve? He goes pole. He sneaks it off Hazer. So Poochie Head on provisional pole. We got Mr. Poem. No, we haven't. That isn't Mr. Poem. We got Pesci's down on time. Pesci's invalidated. Pesci's done. So it's all about Hazer. What can Hazer do? And Hazer steals it back by 2 thousandths of a second. What a lap from Hazer. Look at the top two, separated by 2 thousandths. Shame I didn't catch all that Hazer lap. Hazer, if you could send me that qualifying lap, that would be amazing after the race, and I'll upload it to the official TikTok. But Link's piece obviously won't improve, so Bad Boy didn't go back out. So that is going to be your order. It's going to be Hazer, Poochie Head, Link's Piece, Pesci, Sniper Side, Mr. P, Salty Stevens, Merc, Kingy OG, D Summers, Matty Peel, Smail Labe, Rusted Bolt, UFRL Viva, UFRL William, Bad Boy, Young Lights, Coffee and Dutch Beast, Engine Penalties I think, and George Hutch, very unfortunate to pick up a disqualification because he was just trying not to impede, I think it's one of the Red Bulls into turn 1. But there you have it. So we are going to have a 5-minute break. I'm just going to put it into the server. Miss P has already done it, so thank you, Miss P. So I'm just going to have a 5-minute break as well, and I will see you, well, I'll have a couple of minute break, not 5, because I'll be too late, but I will see you on the flip side, and I will just leave you with that video again. So I am back. Just waiting. What time is it? We've got 1 minute to wait before the lights go out. Hazer on pole position. And Poochie Head by 2/1000ths in second. What a qualifying. I'll contact Hazer after the race and see if I can get that hot lap. But what a qualifying. Wish I jumped on board with him sooner, but it was interesting to see what Pesci was doing and Sniper Sai. So unfortunately I missed most of it, but I did see you cross the line, Hazer, and sneak it. But if you could send me your hot lap, that would be amazing, as we are ticking down to race time very rapidly now. Remember, I will try and stay with the most important battles or the closest battles. So, we'll try my best to keep up with as much as I possibly can. So, just waiting for the countdown time to start. It is now, as MP Lee follows, it is now ticked past the time. So, I will just bear with me. Right, so that's Mrs. Poem has said you can go. So we should be getting that timer ticking down any minute and right on cue. I can hear it, so no chance for a drink for me. As it the weather looks set fair in the Algarve. And we have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are off in Portimao. Great start from Hazer. The Red Bull getting a little bit squeamish, which allows Link's Piece to possibly attack into turn 1. Oh, but Poochie Head uncompromising. Was that a bit too robust there as Pesci comes through as the McLaren runs wide, but does have a run back as Pesci does hold on, and then Sniper Sai also able. Is he going to swallow up Link's Piece here? It's all tight through there. The Ferrari of Salty Stevens as well. Let's get up the detail now. So there's the tyres. Hazer on the soft. We won't show the telemetry. Lap data not required. Right, so Hazer on the softs with Summers, Kingy and Mr. Poem down to 13. What has happened to Mr. Poem? I missed that whilst I was looking through the menus. So this, not sure what happened there, but we will hop on board with Link's Piece as he is hunting down Pesci, and already Hazer has dropped the field by a second on those, but you'd expect that on the soft tyres. Hazer would, of course, the fastest lap. But we will skip further down the field and we will hop on board with the Aston Martin of Smale Lab for the first time this evening, as he is chasing Kingy OG and D Summers on the softs. But further behind him, Young Boy and Bad, George Hutch has left the session. Not sure what's happened to George. I will try and invite him, but I don't know if I've got him on my list. And yes, I do. He's in luck. So George Hutch down into the last. I have sent you an invite, George. Hopefully you'll be able to get back in. We'll head back to Link's Piece, this battle with Pesci. But look at Poochie Head already, as Hazer made a mistake, because Poochie Head is all over the back of that Kick Sauber. But we will go back to Kingy OG, reeling in Summer, who is also reeling in Salty Stevens. As we have 33 laps today, could be a range of strategies on show with some softs maybe soft to hard, medium to hard. But we'll come away from that battle as Poochie Head now sets the fastest lap, and he has the benefit of DRS into turn 1. But Hazer is going to be too far away for attack this time round. But is Pesci able to? No, Pesci is too far back on the McLaren of Link's piece. But Merc on the charge. Merc in the Mercedes on the charge. As is Young Lights just behind him. So we'll stay with this battle. There's a bit of a conga line developing as Merck's picked up a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. What has happened to Merck there? That may get overturned by the stewards. But of course, if he boxes, he's gonna have to swallow that anyway. What a load of crap from EA once again. I couldn't see what happened, but it looked like nothing happened. So we'll go on board with Pesci and McLaren. Sorry, Pesci chasing McLaren, but he's too far back, so we'll just head go down to Mr. Poem in the Haas. On the soft tyres, of course. As Hazer responds with the fastest lap. So, we'll go on board with Young Lights, who has got past Merck. And Young Lights and Merck side by side into turn 1. But Young Lights able to hold him off. I've sent George an invite. Listen. That's 2 now. So the Red Bull of Viva chasing after Bad Boy. Bad Boy, George Hutch has joined, so he did get in on the second invite. So the McLaren of Kingy OG on the softs, and Bad Boy is draped all over the back of him like a B&N throw. And the Salty Stevens now chasing the Kick Sauber of Sniper Side. He's got a good launch here, Salty Stevens. Will he be able to get the move done? We have yellow flags in the final sector. What's happened? Salty Stevens is going to cruise past him here, you feel. And he's going to have the high ground into turn 1. And he should be able to make that move stick. But will the Kick Sauber come back at him in his turns 2 and 3? It does. The Kick Sauber does come back. Wheel to wheel racing. But the Ferrari is through. In that, but will Sniper Side have the benefit of DRS? But now Sommers has popped in there as well. So Poochie Head clinging onto the back of Hazer gamefully on those medium tyres. How long before the tyre advantage comes to him remains to be seen. Bad Boy down in 19th. Has Bad Boy had a bit of a tumble there? Was that what the yellow flags were in sector 3 on the last time around, I wonder? As Rusted Bolt and Kingy OG swap places. So we're on board at the moment with Link's piece. We'll come away from that battle and we'll help on board with Pesci, who's 5 seconds off as Hazer is passed by Poochie Head, and Poochie Head into the lead of this Grand Prix. And now we'll see if he can drop that Kick Sauber or whether Hazer will be able to come back at him. But Merck chasing down Sniper Side in the other Kick Sauber. But as Merck's had a spin, but he saves it. Very well saved there from Merck. As we'll hop on board with... We'll go on board with Pesci, who's still struggling to get past this McLaren of Link's piece. Young Lights just starting to get into the rear view now, all over, in fact, the back of the Haas, and he will make the move up the inside of turn 14. But the Haas of D Summer says, no, you won't, and covers him off. And now the kick Sauber of Sniper Sai may fancy a little luck. But we'll go back to the front runners as they come down the straight. But Poochie Head had DRS, so Hazer must have passed him somewhere. Poochie Head getting a bit sideways there, but Hazer and Poochie Head, at the moment at least, in a race of their own, as Link's Peace really struggling to keep up, and you feel that Pesci is getting frustrated behind that McLaren. But we will head down the field a bit, and we'll go on board with William in the... There's a yellow flag just ahead. Not sure what that was about. What's happened to Sniper Sai? Sniper Sai tumbling down the field. Maybe that's what the yellow flag was. Excuse me. Sniper Sai tumbling down the field there as Hazen now 6 tenths off the lead, 7 tenths off the lead. But once again, Pesci just cannot make an indentation into this lead that Link's Peace this position that Link's Peace has, and it is costing him every lap. You feel it's costing him because the front two are getting away from Pesci, and we'll go to the closest battle on the track at the moment. We'll go on board with Matty P. Oh, Pesci's actually got a chance here. Pesci's actually passed him, as I said. Pesci getting on with it, and the McLaren, it'll be interesting to see the McLaren as Merck gets past Smale Lab off stream, but the McLaren, will he be able to retaliate to the Williams getting past him there? He will have the benefit of DRS here, but he's too far away to make the move. And now we'll go on board with back down the field. So much activity happening, it's a job to keep up with it all. As Bad Boy and Mr. Poem switch places. And did the second Williams, did the Visa Cash RB come through there with Matty Peel? I'm not sure. No, it didn't. But Link's Peace still clinging to the back of Pesci. So it rolls reversed here. As DJ Dallas asks if the stream's quiet. I can turn it up a bit. How is that, Dallas? Is that any better? It's probably just... Let me know if that's any better, DJ Dallas. In fact, the mic can probably go a little bit more. Well, the feedback I got earlier off Coles was it was fine, but we'll run with that. As Link's Peace passes Pesci again and is through into turn 1 as we approach third distance slowly, and that's bad maths. Not far off third distance, but we'll come away as Poochie Head still has the lead, and Viva hunting down the kick Sauber of Sniper Sai now. So the rear wing of Viva is open, and he will have a look. No, too far away there really. So he will try and set Sniper Sai up for attack into turn 1 here, but staying with him for as long as he possibly can, and then getting that rear wing open. But Kingy OG onto the back of Merck, and the Alpine struggling for a bit of traction ahead, and is charging. You see the light flashing, and that's going to put Merck all over the back of Rusted Bolt. So we've got Merck chasing Rusty Bolt. We will come away from that for a second and go on board with Pesci and Link's Peace as they have switched places again. Pesci having a little look round the outside this time and gets a move done into turn 1. These two switching places a fair bit now. So we will go back down the field as Mr. Poem and Coffee have both passed Rusted Bolt, who is pitting, so that will help. But we will... What tyre is Rusted Bolt going to go on to? I assume... Well, he's going on to a soft, so it's a 2-stopper today for Rusted Bolt. He's onto the soft tyre. But Link's piece back. How long's Hazer going to take? Hazer was a bit of a tyre whisperer, wasn't he, last week? On those, I seem to remember, just keeping those, I think it was the hard tyres, he kept going lap after lap. As we go now to Rusted Bolt, who is in the middle of this DRS train in sector 2. We head up towards turns 12. There is another gaggle of cars in front, in which Viva is a bit of a DRS sandwich just at the back of it. But we'll come back away as Bad Boy, as a McLaren of Kingy OG, just getting a little bit twitchy there, and Bad Boy will pass him. But they'll both have the benefit of DRS, so we'll jump back on board with Kingy OG. See if we can make the move back on Bad Boy. As Link's piece has passed Pesci again. Here comes Kingy, thinks better of it. So we'll come away from that particular battle. We're on board now with Salty Stevens. The front two, 6 seconds clear now. So, there you have it. Third race distance. It's Poochie Head leading Hazer as Dutch Beast picks up a time penalty. Then you've got Link's piece, Pesci and Young Lights with Salty Stevens just behind them. So down the field we go, as we'll have a look at Smale, the two Aston Martins, P17 and P18 at the moment. But we'll come away from that battle and we will hop on board with Hazer and Poochie Head. Hazer just looking a little bit further behind every lap now. It's almost as if the tyres are starting to go away from him here, which is hardly surprising on the 11-lap-old mediums. But Pesci does get past the McLaren, so Pesci back into P3. And if these two can work together rather than squabbling, they might actually be able to catch the leaders up, because the leaders are just pulling away lap on lap at the moment. But as we come away from that battle, we'll go on board with Viva, who is hunting down the Kick Sauber and the Haas ahead of him, as the Haas has to, as the Kick Sauber, sorry, goes up the inside of the Haas of Summer. But does Summer have the, I think Kick Sauber should keep his position here. And does Sniper Sight able to hold on there through the tightening right-hander. And Viva actually into the clutches now of the Summer as well. So this race shaping up beautifully at the moment for Viva for some solid points. But we'll come away from him and we'll go back to Link's pieces. This is where the action seems to be, as Young Lights has actually joined the party. So Young Lights is flying. He has caught these two up where they're squabbling. And he would like to dispose of them both quite quickly and get on down the racetrack and chase after Hazer and Poochie Head, as Link's piece and Pesci switch positions again. But Young Lights has picked up a time penalty. He's quick, Young Lights, but he is off and on, right on the limit. And he is right behind Pesci, who's in recharge mode there. You've seen the light flashing, and now Young Lights will have a dart the inside Pesci. Pesci goes round, space given just about, as Young Lights gets the move done. And now it's about the right-handers. Can Pesci come back at him? And Pesci can't. Pesci going backwards here. Didn't have that on your bingo card. But up front, Hazer now out of DRS. So Hazer has to box, really, you think. Has to get these soft tyres off and get some new boots on, I think, because he is falling behind. And Poochie Head should come out. Poochie Head, depending on strategy, may both be one-stopping, as Hazer is boxing. So is Hazer going on to the hard tyres? We'll come away from that as Pesci, we have a free car squabble for net P3, of course. But Hazer onto the soft tyres, but it hasn't changed. I don't believe he'd coming back out on soft tyres. Surely not. No, he's gone on to the mediums, I think. Yeah, so those mediums, is he going to take the mediums 19 laps then? Is that what he's thinking? But now it's Poochie Head leading Link's Piece, all yet to stop, of course. And then Pesci behind them as Young Lights powers past Link's Piece. As Matthias is in the chat. So Pesci passed Link's Piece as well. Is there a problem with that McLaren? Is there any damage? I don't think there is. No, just maybe the tyres are just starting to fall away a little bit. As Viva now up into P7 with obviously the pit stops. But what a champion drive so far from Viva as he gets a little bit skittish as I cut onto him there. We'll come away from Viva, your Tier 2 commentator, of course. If you haven't seen his clip, go to our official TikTok, check it out as he called DJ Dallas and Kingy last week spectacularly. No, we'll go on ball with Matty. In fact, no, we'll come back to Matty Peel. We'll see if Link's Piece has an answer. He doesn't in turn 1. So now we're on ball with Matty Peel, hunting down Merc. Merc boxes, so that was all anticlimactic. We'll go down to Smale Lab, who's closing in on Coffee. The two Aston Martins squabbling into turn 1. And clean enough to get through there as Hazer feeds back into P11. So we'll hop back up the track and we are on board with Lynx. As Pesci and Lynx trading places again. This squabble still going on. The only problem is, I mean, he's got a 3-second penalty, but Young Lights have cleared the pair of them now, such as this squabble going on. So we are approaching half distance, which I'm happy about because it is warm. 27 degrees on my thermostat, brilliant. So William is now coming round the final corner, hunting down Bad Boy. And behind them is Hazer, but Link's Piece and Pesci both pitting. And kick Salbert of Hazer picking as Pesci and Pesci and Link both go on the hard tyre. Hazer now up into P6 and he's just popped in the fastest lap of the race so far. So we're in a bit of a reset mode whilst we wait for the front 4 to pit. And quite a few up and down the field yet to pit. Rusted Bolt will be on a 2-stopper with stopping for the soft tyres. He ain't going to take those softs 20 odd laps. We have, is that an Ailing Alpine in turn 1? Might have been the sister Alpine of George Hutt. No, it wasn't an Alpine, I take it back. Might have been the Williams of Pesci then. So damage, there's the yellow flag. Nope, no damage. So Poochie Head leads by 7 seconds. So, but he got to be a bit careful he don't get undercut by Hazer here, because Hazer is flying. Now he's in some clean air. But the Red Bull content to go round once again. So we have gaps starting to appear on the track as Link's Piece able to get those hard tyres up into the operating window. It seems a little bit quicker than Pesci because he has pulled out a bit of a gap as one of the Aston Martins, I believe, dives into the pit lane. It was Smale Labe, probably butchering that pronunciation, but Mr. Poem all over the back of Kingy. So we'll stay with this battle as it's into turn 1. Should be bread and butter for Mr. Poem. And he is through and up into P15 for the Sensei. But Viva hanging on to the back of Sniper Side. Viva doing a stellar job here at Portimao. For my team, of course, I'm the Red Bull. Oh, Sniper Side's off. Is he into the wall? Is there damage onto... Yeah, he's lost an end plate there, Sniper Sai. So, Beaver just hanging onto the back of him. Did he cause a mistake? But Sniper Sai has put it into the wall and will have to box, you would feel. He's done 16 laps anyway, so you feel he'll box for the hard tyres now. Or will he prove me wrong? He proves me wrong. Oh, he hasn't got... Oh, I'm on the wrong Alpine. The wrong kick Sauber, that's why. I wondered what was going on then. So, Hazer. What's his gap to the leader? About 22 seconds. So, I don't know what a pit stop is round Portimao. As Bad Boy picks up a time penalty, as Hazer is about 22 seconds off the lead. So, is he going to be able to jump? As George Hutch also picks up the time penalty. Matty Peel's on intermediate tyres. Why is Matty Peel on intermediates? Does he know something we don't know? Oh, I can only assume EA have EA have balls this up, but intermediates for Matty Peel. And the kick Sauber of Hazer reeling in now the gap as Pucci head pit. So we'll go on board with this stop from Pucci. Going on to the soft tyres, Pucci. Going to take those soft tyres 14 laps. This could work out beautifully for Hazer. I don't know how far Hazer took his set. About 15, so it could be roles reversed. And Hazer has cleared Pucci head comfortably, so the undercut has worked. And now you've got Viva chasing down Hazer. I imagine he'll move out the way once that sister Red Bull gets on the scene. Not a bad teammate to have is Viva. Does like the team game. But we're on board with Pesci, who still is behind Link's Peace. And is quite a way down the circuit. As getting hard on the brakes there into the turn 5 hairpin. The pair of them. The same strategy you said for this track, Mateus, says Coles. So, Matty Peel unsurprisingly boxing to get rid of those intermediate tyres. I don't know what happened there. But this is your closest battle on track, so we will stay with it. With Pesci reeling in Hazer, reeling in Link's Peace rather. We head round turns 13 and 14 now. So we're just going to pick up the benefit of DRS, but he is 6/10 back, so he's a long way back. Will he be able to make a move this lap? He's gaining on him. He should pass him this lap. And there you have it. The Williams cruising past the McLaren of Link's Peace, but we know that Link's Peace will be able to come back at him because these two have been switching the whole way. And look how quickly Pucci is now on the back of Hazer. He'll fancy a move. Paramount, he gets ahead of him for his race. Don't want to be sat in that turbulent air, burning up these soft tyres when they have limited use anyway. So we'll stay on board with the lead, the de facto lead here of course Salty Stevens and Young Lights, both yet to box. With Young Lights box now, he would probably still come out ahead of Pesci and Lynx. I believe the McLaren there of Kingy may have had a bit of a moment perhaps, but Pucci head having a look into turn 15. Has he got the move done before? He has. So Pucci making the move, but giving himself plenty of space. Who's got the benefit of DRS? Pucci going defensive. Lots of moving on the track. I'm your team principal, but lots of moving. I think it was borderline, but maybe I'm biased. So, back on board as Pesci passes Link's Peace again. But we'll go further downfield as Viva boxes now for his soft tyres, as does William. We have 12 laps remaining here in Portimao, and it is Young Lights leaving Salty Stevens, both yet to stop. Mr. Poem picks up a time penalty, so it's the de facto lead is Poochie Head over Hazer. 12 seconds adrift, though, is Pesci. So it'd be interesting to see where Young Lights, when he does box, filters in, as Mr. Poem does get past the Mercedes of William. And just through that turn 5 hairpin, a good opportunity for the Haas to overtake. But the front two are boxing, so keep our eyes on where we're on board with Link's Piece, closest battle on the track, but keep our eyes on where Young Lights feeds into this race. We have new followers from Swibbles. Thank you very much for joining. Ignore my spelling, but there's some information about us, about our free paced tiers Monday to Wednesday at 8 PM, our 100% tier on a Friday, and then our international tier, which starts an hour later at 9 o'clock on Saturdays. The Discord link is in the chat there, as Pesci able to hold off Link's Piece this time round, but we're on board with Kingy OG and Bad Boy. Kingy OG having a look around the outside of the Williams. Now having a look at the inside, it's not there. Settles in behind, and we go round again. We will now look to attack him into the turn. Mr. Poem and William switching back places again, but Kingy will look to attack Bad Boy into turn 5. Bad Boy making him go the long way round, and Kingy OG getting a better exit and is past, is he? But Bad Boy will, no, Kingy OG will have the high ground, and Bad Boy 3-second time penalty, ran wide, but holds on to position. So Young Lights did in fact feed in 5 seconds clear of Pesci. So Young Lights on the charge. Hazer also just at danger of falling out of the grasp of DRS, but will have the tyre advantage later, so could come roaring back at Poochie Head. So the closest battle on the track at the moment is Link's Piece and Pesci. These two have been jousting all evening, but the McLaren or the Williams, who's going to get the better one, better come the finish line? We have 10 laps remaining, and at the moment the Williams holding off the McLaren of Link's Piece. But we'll go down the field, and now we'll hop on board with Kingy OG again. As Smail Labe pits again, 5-lap hold hard. Oh, he's DNS, so Smail Labe has retired from the session. What has happened there? Remember, you get points for finishing. So, team principal of Aston Martin. I think it's a Coffee even. Coffee, have a word. Young Lights with the fastest lap of this Grand Prix so far, excuse me. So we'll go down to Mr. Poem, who has been passed by Bad Boy on the hard tyres here. As Coffee picks up a time penalty. But Mr. Poem just being cautious around the back of Bad Boy there. As Bad Boy looked like he lost a little bit of traction. Oh, what's happened to Hazer? Hazer's been dropped by 2 seconds. Hazer must have had a moment here up front, because Poochie Head now has a 2-second advantage. Mr. Poe, oh, was that a late move from Bad Boy? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'd have to see it again. Looked like he was just getting across to take his corner. So we will go on board with who's close. There's still Link's Piece. Sorry if this is getting a bit boring watching this personal battle, but I said I'd stay with the closest battle. But we'll skip down to Kingy because he's reeling in the Haas of Mr. Poem now. So in a freeway DRS train here. There's Link's Piece and Pesci still jousting. Still the closest battle, but Viva onto the back of the sister Haas as well in the Red Bull. And Hazer is now 3.2 seconds behind Pucci Head. Pucci Head showing some phenomenal pace around Portugal. So, coming away from that battle, we're on board with Viva, who goes up the inside of the Haas, who just tucks in behind. And Viva is through into turn 1. So Viva is through, and the Red Bull now into good point scoring positions here, you feel, but Link's Peace now 4/10 behind. Hazer 3.6 behind Pucci Head. And Mr. Poem and Bad Boy and Kingy OG, the closest battle on track at the moment. So Link's Peace just coming down the pit straight, but Pesci is ahead of him. And Pesci is able to hold him off into turn 1 again. Around we go again. Now Hazer being dropped by is now 3.6 behind at the front of the Grand Prix. But Rusted Bolt chasing down Matty Peel for P17. Matty Peel now onto the dry tyres, of course, but we'll come away from that battle as Mr. Poem now has a good chance, you feel, into turns. First, Kingy picks up penalty, so no advantage here for Kingy in this battle, as Mr. Poem now has a good chance, you feel. Probably too far back to make the move here into turns 5, but can he get close enough to that Williams to make the move into turn 1 on the next tour around the Algarve, as Matty Peel retired from the session, retires in the pit lane, so that's good. And so these are RB retired and an Aston retired so far. Mr. Poem, is he too far back really to reel in Bad Boys? Danger here, Mr. Poem, of falling out of the DRS zone, as Hazer has stabilised that gap to Pucci Head now. It's actually coming back Hazer's way slightly, but Mr. Poem 8/10 down, 6/10 down, 7/10 down. We'll want to get that rear wing open and get onto the gearbox of that Williams. Closing all the time, but will he have enough tarmac to get the move done? No, he won't, so we'll come away as Pesci. Oh, Salty Stevens now climbing onto the back of these two as they enter turns 7 and 8. The double right-hander as Matty Peel leaves the session. So we're on the double right-hander. Salty Stevens just reeling in Link's Peace and Pesci. Hazer taking a little bit more time out of the Red Bull at the front, but is he going to run out of laps? I will keep my eye on that for you. We have yellow flags. What's happened here? That is going to be Merck that's had a bit of a spin. Didn't see what happened, Merck. So Salty Stevens just gainfully hanging on to the back of Link's Peace, who's now going to be looking more in his way, as Link's Peace having a little look up the inside of Pesci, as I was about to say. He's going to be starting to feel the heat from Salty Stevens, but we have a freeway train as Hazer's now down to 3.2. So are we seeing the turning point on these tyres? How much can Hazer push those mediums though? Because those mediums are 14 laps old. So we'll come away from this battle and we will go to Merck and George Hutch down the pit straight. And this should be a slam dunk overtake, you'd feel, for Merck. And it is halfway down, just after the start finish straight, and Merck is through and up into P14. So we'll skip away from Merck and we will come back to Salty Steve. In fact, we'll go to Young Lights, who's all over the back of Hazer, but he does have that time penalty. So is that... No, he's not. Is he? Is that Hazer? So there's two... So I see what's happened. The Sniper Side's just been lapped by Poochie Head, and this is Hazer being hunted by Young Lights for P2. But Young Lights does have that time penalty, so... Salty Stevens has passed Link's Piece. Those hard tyres not working out, and he's passed Pesci, so Salty Stevens up into P4. Young Lights, it's all going on. Young Lights has passed Hazer. So, Pesci coming back at Salty Stevens. All going on here, and Pesci and Link's Piece both come back past the Ferrari as we get it to the end of the DRS zone at turn 5. So we have Poochie Head leading by 3 seconds, then you got Young Lights, then you got Hazer, but Young Lights does have that 3-second penalty to serve. Is he going to be able to drop Hazer by 3 seconds in 4 laps? I doubt it very much, but we'll go back on board with Link's Piece as Bad Boy is pitting. Bad Boy coming out onto the soft tyres. We'll go on board with Salty Stevens as we have a safety car. What has happened here? We have a safety car. Not sure what has happened to cause a safety car, but that is a game changer. Does anyone have any extra pair of soft tyres? Drama. I didn't actually see anyone see what happened on the stream. So Viva boxing. Young Light, I assume Poochie Head is a bit damned if he does, damned if he doesn't here. So 30 laps later gone, and we get a safety car. So we got Poochie Head. Is he gonna? Oh. I mean, it's a free stop for Pesci and the likes. You're gonna have to cover them off. Poochie Head's gonna have to box and cover them off. Poochie Head boxes, Hazer boxes, Young Lights boxes. They all box, but I don't know what caused it. Does anyone know in chat what caused that? So Poochie Head has now picked up the pace car. And you have Sniper Sai right in amongst it. So if the leaders were smart, they would move off track before everyone else gets on the scene and let Sniper Sai out the way. That's what I would do. But we're just going to wait for this to form back up. We're probably going to get one lap of racing here. So, yeah, we're going to get one lap of racing because we're going to go round again for sure. And that's going to be lap 32. Safety car in this lap. So safety car is in this lap. Take that back. or a safety car. Burt Mylander coming in this lap. As Wainwright wants to know how he joins the server in the chat. So I will just put a message in. So if you click that Discord link, that will bring you to our chat, our Discord, where we will arrange a trial. But we're going live here. So it's going to be Poochie Head and Young Lights with Hazer just behind Sniper Side, doing his best to get out of the way. Pesci having a look around the outside of Hazer. All of them getting punchy here. And Pesci's through on Hazer's. Contact is there. So will Hazer hold on? As Young Lights is through into the lead of this race. But we're on board with Pesci and Hazer. And Hazer comes back at Pesci and gets through. So Young Lights leading, but has that time penalty. Then it's going to be Poochie Head, Hazer, Link's Peace, Salty Stevens, Viva. Great drive from Viva. But we'll stay on board with Pesci and Hazer because this could be the championship battle. So Pesci all over the back of the Williams here as Pesci gets a bit sideways there as we're coming through to turn 13 for the penultimate time. The leaders, I won't stay on board with the leaders because of the Young Lights penalty. So this is the battle for second and third with Link's Peace waiting in the wings to pick anything up. But Link's Peace all over the back of the Williams and will get the move done as Young Lights storms ahead with the now fastest lap of the race. And Salty Stevens is past Pesci. So Pesci going backwards here. And will UFRL Viva fancy a look up the inside of Pesci? But it's not there. So Viva going to come away from Viva as we're on the last lap of the Grand Prix. It's going to be Poochie Head winning. Pesci coming back past the Haas of D. Summers. Was there contact? I'm not sure. So Pesci in P6. Salty Stevens in P5. But look how much of a gap Young Lights has pulled away here. And Hayes has been dropped by the front two. So Poochie Head and Young Lights really showing out today. As I need to start thinking who my driver of the day is. It could be this man on screen, Salted Stevens, you know. I don't know what the... But we'll worry about that in a minute because it's going to be Young Lights first across the line, but it is going to be Poochie Head in P2. P1, Young Lights in P2, who does nick P2, Hazer in P3, Link's Peace P4, Viva P6, Pesci P5, William P7, Salty Stevens, what happened to him? I must have put the touch of death on him. There must have been contact somewhere because he's down into P8. Then it's the two Hasses rounding off the top 10. Coffee passes Rusted Bolt after penalties, as does Merck. Dutch Beast in P15, Bad Boy P16, George Hutch 17, and it's going to be Sniper Sai who's already finished, so it's just going to be George Hutch across the line, and that is going to complete your Grand Prix of Portimao. What a race. That was hard to keep up with. Action up and down the track. Apologies if I missed stuff. Young Lights gets driver of the day, but I will have a look myself, in my own opinion, because we don't go off this game's driver of the day. But what a performance from Poochie Head as well. So Poochie Head in the Red Bull wins. Young Light in P2 and P3 goes to the championship leader Hazer. So thank you for watching. I'm going to take a picture of this for our records. So thank you for watching. round 4 here at Portimao. And join us again tomorrow, where the infamous Viva F1 will take you through our Tier 2 race at the same time at 8 p.m. for those new to the channel. And I will see you Saturday. I'll be on, possibly on commentary, so I might see you then. But yeah, have a good evening.